point, we've gone over what objects are, what they're composed of. I want to go over now the scene itself. Right now we have a collection here. This is a group of objects. It used to be Blender would have what's called layers. A collection is a more advanced version because you can have collections inside collections. And you're not limited by how many groups that you can have. I think in the old Blender 2.79 you were restricted to 12 or 8. I think now you can have as many collections inside as many collections as you want. So it's wonderful. So we have all the objects here in our outliner, and as you can click on them here, you can see they show up in real time. So I want to talk about different objects being children objects and parent objects. So let's call the cube the daddy cube. We're going to select this, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to set this as a child of cube. So this now is holding the cone's hand. They are parented. And so we'll see now that this exists inside of that object. To be completely honest, I like Unity's way of parenting objects quite a bit better. However, I will say that the hotkeys in here are better. So I can hold Alt-P, and I can clear this parent, and I can have this one selected, shift-click this, Control-P, and make that the parent. Keep the transform. There's different kinds of ways you can set that. I think we disconnected them. Yeah, okay. And you can have a whole bunch of these. And we're going to have them all. And when we rotate this, then everything comes with it. So the parenting feature is very cool. Okay, so those, let's do Alt-P again, keep the transform, otherwise it's going to do some funny things. But for simplicity's sake here, you just want to keep the transform. You'll see it goes back to where they were. Okay, I was going to go over an empty. So let's go ahead and make an empty. We're just, for simplicity's sake, we'll just use the plane axis here. Blender actually has a visualization for this, but something like Unity, you make something and you've just got the gizmo to tell you that it's there. So for simplicity's sake, I'll add a gizmo here. And so we have an empty here, but if we turn off all the overlays, we can see that aside from our gizmo, there's nothing actually there. And that's what you're going to see in a game engine. It's just a representation. There's no geometry. If I were to isolate this, let's see, statistics. Yeah, there's no statistics. It is recognized as an object, though. So what's cool, though, is you can select an object, parent it to that object. So now, turn off overlays. When I rotate that empty, it uses that object as a reference point, and in this will be the case, wherever the origin point in this might be. But as you can see, these are the basic fundamentals of these tools, guys. When you start utilizing plugins, mirroring stuff with modifiers, even without plugins, but with modifiers, you're going to see a whole lot of new capabilities with what these can do. But any one of these can be parented to this object. So you see now this cylinder is inside this empty. So then that now moves with this one, wherever this one goes. You can do constraints with animation. Animation tools here. There's a whole place in here for constraints where you can add a whole bunch of constraints that utilize things like transforms and stuff. It's incredibly powerful. As far as our purposes here, though, that's basically what I wanted to cover. I'll do one more thing here. I want to create a new collection, and I want to put this entire collection inside this collection. Now all of our stuff is inside a new collection, and what this does, it's not going to show up here in the 3D viewport, but it's going to allow you to, what is going on? Why can't I make a new collection? Sometimes that doesn't work. You can keep things more organized, and again, this sort of thing is utilized by plugins, paid and free, that you can find, and you'll take advantage of what the Blender team has set up here. So that's about it, guys, for the project outliner.